This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're here at the See-Through Equity and the Brewer Group's second annual Innovations Investor Conference 2016 in Miami, Florida. With me right now is Dennis Corin from Q BioMed Inc. The symbol is QBIO. Dennis, welcome to SNN Live.
Thanks, Robert. Good to be with you.
It's great to have you on. So for our audience, let's get an overview of the company.
Sure. Well, Q BioMed was really born out of my experience as an industry executive, really in the small cap biotech space. And over all the years, I've seen so many young companies or young private assets languish in development once they've gotten through their friends and family round of financing, and really struggle to make that gap jump between private company and public company, or be able to raise money either through friends and family and then trying to get to the VC round. And a lot of those technologies and assets just die on the vine. Or they make, they do bad deals and they end up sort of stuck in the financial quagmire that is the junior market cap space. So we wanted to put together a company that would be able to help accelerate the development of those assets, and we would bring a lot of human capital, so a lot of our own expertise in terms of management and experience, clinical and scientific advisory people to the table, as well as the capital required to help them develop those assets. So put all of that together in Q BioMed as the parent company or a holding company, and then go out and acquire licenses or assets or acquisitions from those private companies or academia, out of universities where those technologies are really growing, bring them in-house or help to develop those assets and accelerate their development to a point where they have a significant valuation inflection point, or they can be IPO'd on their own, or they actually just start generating revenue on their own as well. So it's really an acceleration company bringing a lot of industry experience to these private assets. We bring all the public company side of that to it as well. So, a lot of these companies are run by academics or academia, people from academia or scientists, and they don't really know how to run the financial side of the business or the financial markets or a public company. So we provide all of that, and we provide access to the public market capital that can then fund those private assets.
Okay. So for your accelerator, what's your criteria?
Well, we don't have a specific box that we're trying to fit anything into. We're really just looking for really innovative technologies that we think address a growing need in the market space, or something that has a tremendous amount of value in it that just needs a little bit of, experienced management or clinicians or capital to get them to the next level. So we're hoping to have a number of different verticals within our pipeline where we can bring different products, through their development cycle. We'll have a consistent development platform where we'll have some early stage technologies, some later stage technologies, and possibly even some revenue generating technologies in the very near term. So there's something throughout the development life cycle which keeps the news flow consistent, keeps investors interested in what we're doing, and provides a certain amount of risk diversification for investors as well. So, heaven forbid one of those assets doesn't work out in the clinic or something, there's still a number of other assets that are there contributing to the overall valuation of the pipeline. Yeah.
So do you have a sweet spot in biotech, maybe?
Well, the first deal we've done is in ophthalmology. So we just acquired an asset in the last quarter of last year from Mann Research Inc. and out of Northwestern University in Chicago. A brilliant scientist, Dr. Susan Quagan, had this discovery. It's a brand new first-in-class drug for the treatment of intraocular eye pressure, which, as you may know, is the leading cause of blindness in the world. There's 60 million people going blind right now, and there have been no new drugs developed for this over the last 20 years. So we know there's a massive demand for this type of product. This would be an easy-to-use eye drop. It's a little bit early stage in terms of the development life cycle, but we see just a huge demand for this product and a great management team, exemplary pedigree when it comes to Dr. Quagan and her team in terms of the ability to actually develop the drug and the asset. So, we started off in ophthalmology. We're looking at expanding the ophthalmology vertical. We think this drug may actually have additional indications that are possible, and we'll be investing some R&D into that. But we're also looking in oncology, some rare diseases, orphan drugs as well, and one of those is even a revenue producer, could be a revenue producer this year. So we have a great pipeline of assets that we're looking at and doing our due diligence on, and bringing our team and our assets to bear on.
Okay, so I want to learn a little bit more about the team. So tell me about this team of scientific advisors that you have working with Q BioMed.
Sure. So we're very fortunate. Right now we've got our own sort of analyst on board. Ari Jatwas is a partner of mine that I've been working with for a number of years. David Lascopouli in the UK is a VP of Product Development, has worked for GSK, Amersham, a number of big pharma companies, and has taken products basically from conception all the way through development and into the market. And then we were fortunate enough to put together a relationship with a company called Wombat Capital. They have offices in New York as well as in Paris. And they really specialize in mergers and acquisitions, so they see a tremendous amount of technology assets, whether it's coming from big pharma or growing to a place where big pharma would acquire them. And they have key opinion leaders or industry experts in a number of different verticals. So it doesn't really matter what asset we look for. We know we have a team of people that are experts in that particular sector. I won't go through all their bios here with you now, but invite people to go look at our website and look at the list of people that we have on our advisory board. It really is a crack sort of a team in terms of people that we can lean on to bring us strategic advice where we need it.
So how often do you add to the portfolio? I mean, do you have like goals for each quarter, or do you just take the opportunities as they come?
Yeah, we're still quite young, so we really only started operating in August of last year. We raised our initial capital and did our first acquisition in the last quarter of last year. So we kind of got up and running fairly quickly, and we now have 4 or 5 assets that we're looking very closely at, doing our due diligence on. We're in that sort of letter of intent phase with a couple of them. So we're not really trying to accelerate too quickly in terms of building out our pipeline. We want to make sure we do it very strategically and have it well thought out. We hope that by the end of this year, 2016, we'll have 3 assets within the pipeline at different stages of development. So we'll have a nice pipeline of early, middle, and later stage technologies, and we'll grow those as we feel like our breadth of experience and the people that are available to us can manage those. And it's also really important for us to choose assets and companies that have great management as well. So we're not looking to manage these businesses or profess to be experts in each one of their businesses. We want those assets to come with their own scientists and their own management teams that really know their product inside and out, and we can just bring the pieces that they're missing to help them accelerate the development of that asset.
Okay, so we're in 2016, we're in the middle of first quarter. Moving ahead, what are some of the goals and milestones and even growth drivers for the company going forward?
Yeah, so it's going to be a busy year for us. We're really just getting going, so we'll be raising some capital in the near term to enable us to execute on our business plan. We have the Man-01 drug that we're looking at and working on in glaucoma, so that's a drug we'd like to advance through a couple stages this year in terms of the manufacturing of the drug and starting to plan out the clinical program for next year. We're looking at acquiring at least 1 more asset, maybe 2 by the end of this year. So we'd like to have 2 or 3 assets sort of under our belt or within our pipeline by the end of the year. And one of those is quite late stage. In fact, it's an FDA-approved drug that could be revenue ready. So hopefully we can complete some of those transactions and have a nice sort of a deeper pipeline by the end of the year.
And where can our audience go and find more information about the company?
Sure, what I would encourage people to go look at our website. It's www.QBioMed.com. Please sign up for our newsletter there, get all our updates as they come out, or all our press releases, and read about our management team and the people that are involved with us, and share our dream. We hope to bring a great opportunity to investors out there to be able to take advantage of investing in some of these early stage innovative assets that they may never have known about or never seen unless a VC came along and bought them, and then they're IPOing them in 3 years' time. So this is really an opportunity for people to get access to some early stage or some innovative technologies, at an early stage or within a company where the valuation is, I think, quite attractive.
My name is Robert Kraft, and we're coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're here at the See-Through Equity and the Brewer Group's second annual Innovations Investor Conference 2016 in Miami, Florida. With me again has been Dennis Corinne from Q BioMed Inc. The symbol is QBIO. Dennis, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Robert. It's been a pleasure.